Oh, snap. Do people say snap? People should still say snap. Why don't they say snap? Oh, snap. I'm back. What a week. Things are happening. A lot of things are happening. I'm excited to let you know on some of those things that are happening. Got a chance to see some friends. Got some other things. I see how excited people are about Game of Thrones and how that's coming back. Not only for the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but with me and Sam. Got a lot going on today. Doomsday and Dune. Dunesday, as the kids say in certain parts of France. That the two of them going up head to head has still been a head scratcher for most. Who's going to move? Now, a lot of people, including myself, think Dune should be the one to move overall. But the one thing we haven't really talked about is that Dune's got a grip on the IMAX theaters. So, is that like a potential? Hey, wait a minute. Dune can actually force the hand. I don't know. We're gonna see. Steph's bra made a big announcement on her Instagram. If you know, you know. We'll talk about that if she wants to. And she's just getting her stuff set up right now. So that's me. I'm going to hit the intro. Let's do it, guys. Here we go. Here's the show. Welcome back, one and all, to the show. Kristian Harloff Show here today on this Thursday. And man, oh man, I want to thank everybody. Roca, Winston, Roxy, Mike, holding down the fort. You guys have been, for the most part, I think 99% of you have been pretty cool about it. You understand what we're trying to do here. Where I was in, I mean, I had to do a quick turnaround in LA, man. I was there with my family. We were visiting friends and family and stuff too. And then I think I came back. What was I back? You guys know. I was back last week. And then I left again. I took a flight out on Monday morning, met up with Marcus Elias, who picked me up from the airport. It was nice. We had lunch together, which was really nice. And then I saw some family, did some stuff, and then I rushed right on over and I saw 28 years later, Bone Temple. And while I was there, I got to see some peeps. Got to see Roxanne Stryer sat next to Roxy. And that was nice. Catch up with Rox. Jeff Schneider was there. DJ Woolridge. Saw my good buddy Alonzo Duralde, Christy Lemire. I saw Bibbs. I saw Wendy. I saw tons of peeps. It was nice. It's nice to catch up. And I did my reaction to the movie. And the next thing you know, it was the end of the night. And I was exhausted. I crashed out. I mean, the jet lag really hit me as I was watching the movie, to be honest. I still was able to give a fair assessment to it because I was kind of locked into the film. But man, that jet lag, it hit me like a brick. So then next morning rolls around. And so my writing partner, Martino, I've told you about, and you will meet eventually. The two of us met on Monday morning for some coffee before the meeting that we had. We had a meeting with the director, producer, the person who's helping us with the overall campaign of what we're doing. To which I can tell you that what we'll be able to, we'll have information for you very soon, which I'm excited about, and how we're doing this and how we're putting this together. We're right now, the goal is, so you're like, well, where are you right now with it? We're putting together all the incentives for all of you. And then once we have that and that's all ready to go, then we'll introduce you to the team. So I'm pretty pumped for it. And I hope you guys are too, because we have some good stuff coming right around the corner here. Anyway, so where'd Steph go? She was here. She was with me for a second. I don't know what's going on with her. Let me see. I'm going to do a follow-up and see where she is. Because, so I guess I'll just address the Game of Thrones things next if she isn't here. Okay. Okay. I just sent that to Steph. So there was what was I going to say? Oh, Game of Thrones. I saw something today, or someone was like, it's been a week since you released a week and a half since you released a Game of Thrones episode, man. SMH. I can relax, guy. I'm humbled in the fact that you care that much that you want to see it. That is actually really, really nice, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy that you're so passionate about it. There were two impending things. The first, I was going to shoot something with Sam before I left, so we had something out this week, or Monday rather, and she got sick, so I couldn't. I had to leave. She got sick, and she's better now, so she's coming in today, and I think we're gonna wrap up season 1 today. So I should at least have. I'm trying to push out if I don't get a video up tomorrow, I'm going to try to get one out on Friday, and then I'll have another one out on Monday. So we'll be doing good with Game of Thrones. And I kind of came up with a plan with Luke today. And I'm going to tell you this. You can give me your input on this one, but I'm not changing my opinion. I'm not changing how I'm doing this. So you can say I don't like that. It's fine, but I'm not changing it. I've decided this. When it comes to what's going to happen is we're going to do Game of Thrones, and then I think in between Game of Thrones, we'll probably try to find like a DC movie or something and throw that in there. But after we're wrapped with that, we're going to do Star Wars. And I think the way that I'm going to do Star Wars is like this, because you got to understand something. I know, Sam, you guys don't. I'm going to start Sam with Rogue One. That is going to get her interested in Star Wars. That will lead to then episode 4, episode 5. Then I'm going to jump to the prequels. Then I'm going to do episode 6. Then I'm going to do Mandalorian season 1 to 3, leading into Mandalorian and Grogu. The new trilogy will come afterwards. Don't like it? Don't watch. That's how we're going to do it. So I'm excited for that. And I'm excited. You know what I love? I'm going to bring that up. Who cares? So I don't know where Steph went. I don't know what happened. We're gonna do that's true. Aiden brings up, save the Batman for next year before the new one comes out. Maybe you're right. Maybe just we already did Man of Steel. Maybe just throw in a lot of DCU movies in there instead. But maybe you're right, Aiden. You could be right. You could be right. Where the hell did she go? I don't know what happened to her. She was in here before, and then something happened with her computer system. So not sure. Well, let's just get into it. Let's start. You know what I'll do? How about this then? To give Steph some time, I'll tell you about our good friends over at Trade Coffee, which I'm excited that they're back on the show, and then Factor. I'll tell you about them, and then hopefully that buys Steph a little time. We'll get Steph back in here. Let me tell you about Trade and Factor. You guys know how much I love my coffee. You guys know how much I love my Trade Coffee. And I'll tell you, if you haven't done it right, now is the time. If you want to upgrade your morning routine, you have to start with your coffee. Trade turns your daily cup into a moment of discovery. What it does is it pairs you with fresh roasts from the country's best local roasters, tailored to exactly what you love. It's a tiny monthly surprise that you look forward to every month. That is fact. I love saying, you know what, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to go with a dark roast here today. And the next thing you know, I'm waiting by my door and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see, because I'm always satisfied. I love Trade. Well, what is Trade, Kristian? I haven't heard you talk about them. Of course you have. Or you're brand new, because I've been talking about them forever. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S. Their team of expert baristas, tasters, Q-graders use real coffee knowledge to match you with coffees that you love. They curate over 500 coffees so you can try something new with every delivery. Do it for the smell alone. Your house is going to smell wonderful. Each bag is roasted to order and delivered fresh to your door at prices comparable to grocery brands, but with cafe-level quality in every cup. You take Trade's quiz. They find you a perfect match. If your first bag isn't quite to your liking, they're going to replace it for free as part of their first bag guarantee policy. I love it. I've been really digging the dark roast lately, but I like the different variety. I always try something new. I try to switch it up, and that's what I love about Trade. Right now, Trade is offering 50% off a 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Kristian. That's drinktrade.com/Kristian. Get 50% off 1 month. Drinktrade.com/Kristian. Please try Trade if you haven't done it, or renew your subscription. It is the best. You guys know how much I love Trade. Factor. How many times have I talked about Factor? Why do I talk about them so much? Because I love them. New year, big goals, and you got no time to cook. Well, that's why Factor is the best. They make it so easy with fully prepared meals designed by dietitians, crafted by chefs. You can eat well without the shopping or cooking. I love that there's so much quality to it. It's lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, healthy fats. That's what I love about it. You guys know that the last year, it's been a health journey for me, and I got to find the right things to eat. And for me, Factor fits my goals. I can eat healthy. I can manage my calories. There's more protein. It's the best. There's over 100 rotating weekly meals. Just choosing through them, it's so much fun. Mouth-watering, to be honest. Plus, there's a new Muscle Pro collection, which supports strength and recovery. It's always fresh, never frozen, ready in about 2 minutes. There's no prep. There's no stress. It is the best. I love it. You guys know I've been talking about it forever. Listen, I was eating Factor even before I was trying to stay healthy. And now, man, I was one step ahead. Head on over to factormeals.com/Christian50off. Use that code Christian50off to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. I love breakfast. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. Thank you, Factor. Thank you, Trade. And thank you to Steph Sabra.
I'm here.
Made it.
I made it.
Bought you some time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I noticed it. I clocked it. And
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Always. Okay, so first things first.
Yes.
You made an announcement on your Instagram so we can talk
yes.
about it. Okay. So I knew, and it was the most unsmooth thing. So we had our producers in the chat afterwards too, but I wanted to make sure I don't like to give out information unless people tell me I can. So I said to Steph, I said, "Hey, have you invited everybody to that party yet?"
That was so funny.
And she's like, but you caught on to it immediately.
Yeah.
And you're like, "No, I'm going to send out the invites today." And you did.
Yeah, but what was funny is that I would invite you to the baby shower. So I was like, is he talking about that already? You know, I'm type B. That's not
true.
planned.
Do you know what you did though that we didn't really think about? You should have announced it on Wednesday and not Friday of last week. You would have won the week last week.
Oh, yeah.
You would have won the week. However,
you're right.
I have good news and good news.
What?
The good news is you only have to. Mike and Roxy only did 56 this week.
Okay, but Chris and Winston are becoming formidable opponents.
It's true, but the good news is that you're already winning the week at 80. We just started. You have 80 already.
You know why? This is my first Doomsday.
It's also because it's post baby.
Oh yeah.
And it's also my first show back. So we've got 80. So let's try to beat 215, which is Mike's record from the other. If we can
be amazing.
Then you got to put it out of reach because Capes and Cowls, like Steph said, is formidable. Now, I've told the audience they've got to bear with me because there's going to be a couple shows here and there that I miss. There's going to be a couple things that happen. I may or may not miss tomorrow because, as everybody has been talking about the Game of Thrones reactions that Sam and I we've been trying to put them out. I have to find time to shoot them, right? So there, and I have to bend the knee, if you will, to Sam's schedule. And tomorrow she's coming in the morning. We're going to try to knock out as many as possible. It might bleed into Capes, or I might start Capes later and then jump on. So either way, you're already at 82. So you're in good shape. You're winning the week already. You just got to beat them, which is possible.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's another LA trip, another no Steph sighting for me.
I know. You didn't tell me though, this one.
It was such a whirlwind thing. I only saw Roxy and Mike because they were at the screening I was at. And I didn't even I was texting Greg Alba because I was supposed to see him when I was in town last week. We just get a chance to see each other. And I told him I'd let him know when I was coming back in. So I did. And I asked him if he's going to be at the screening. He's like, no. And then he mentioned it to Roxy, and Roxy had texted me. She's like, are you going to be there? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be there. So it wasn't one of those trips. Like Ellis picked me up. I saw him for lunch. And then it was whirlwind. And next thing I know, I'm walking around the mall.
Did you come for Bone Temple, or did you
have? No, I came for a meeting.
That's what I thought.
I was in a meeting on Tuesday from 9 a.m. until 3, going over all of this.
That's good.
Yeah. So and we there was a lot. We did a lot. So there's tons of stuff that's coming. It's now it's because the new year. It's we felt it. It's moving.
Right.
It's moving now. So it's so now the things are just inevitable that they're going to hit. So um okay, let's see. Yeah, Tony Randall, you can't count. 82 right now
Okay,
currently.
keep it up, chat. I
So
need you.
yeah, Derek Johnson has been just firing and stuff too. So and once other people are coming in for the new mama to be. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm
Of
very
course you are.
excited.
First thing
Yeah,
when I
I
told you, you're gonna be a great guys are both gonna be great parents.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're really, really excited,
good.
and I am so happy the first trimester is done.
Oh
That
yeah, it's a bitch.
wrecked me.
Not yeah, I know. I know. There's you're gonna be able to document all this stuff because have you
Right.
been documenting for your channel?
Yes, I've
Of
been
course.
filming and I have like backlog episodes coming back
Okay,
because
good.
I've just coming out because I haven't even been able to share anything about it,
Sure,
but
sure.
yeah, I have been filming and I've been like journaling for the future babes
Okay.
but yeah, I just had to keep it down low and which is why I was wearing like massive jackets and
Right,
everything.
right.
It's
I
getting
love it.
bigger
Well, it's
everywhere.
it's the best. We I mean, say when I told my wife, she was like, "I told you. I knew it. I knew it was coming." So, I'm
She
glad,
would
and
know.
we're
That's my
happy for
queen.
yes. So, and then the trip itself kind of wrapped up. I did, and then I was at the airport. I was on the way back. I love that Delta Lounge. I gotta tell you, I love that Delta Lounge. It is everything.
They've
It
done
really
good.
it's the best. I was sitting there and
I
I
feel
was
like it
like,
was like American Airlines,
yeah.
and then now Delta has the lounge, and everyone's like,
It's
"Okay."
it's the best. And I was sitting there hanging, and I just took my camera. So you know what? The Game of Thrones, the night of the Seven Kingdoms, the embargo dropped. So I can give a little review, and I might as well do it while I'm sitting in the Delta Lounge. So I did.
Oh,
Um, I'll
I have
tell
to
you what.
check that one out.
I'll tell you what. I really like this show, and I think I think this is going to be the one that you probably like the best.
Okay.
It's got a lighter tone to it in the beginning, right? It certainly. I've watched 1 through 5. There's 6 total. Um, so 1 through 5, and I was, like, scratching my head at first going, "Okay, this is the tone because they do this joke up top," and I was like, "Oh, no." It almost at the moment it happened, it almost felt like a Luke lightsaber moment at the moment. At the second that it happened, I'm like and you'll see it in my reaction because I reacted to all 5. I'm like, "Oh, no. Let's not do this the whole," and they don't. They go away from it, and they actually play towards it, and it's fine, and there's no problem whatsoever. Um,
Okay.
I to repeat myself, Game of Thrones, which I'm watching with Sam right now, and realizing how many characters and everything, which is great. There's just so many characters. Like you can be with you and I talked about this last week. You can be with Daenerys in one episode, and then you won't see her for 2 episodes because there's so many other characters, right? Targaryens for House of the Dragon is all about the Targaryens. It's about the politics of the Targaryens. It's more condensed. And it's a smaller story in comparison to Game of Thrones, but it's still a larger story with the epic scale of the dragons and all that. This is a small, kind of almost like a short story turned into 6 episodes just about this dude, um, Sir Duncan the Tall, and in his squire Egg, who you're going to love. And
I love Squire energy.
yes, and so it's just he's this he's he's a knight, but he's what's it called, a hedge knight, and they're like the lower ed knight, and he wants to join. I'm not going to spoil anything for people. It's just he wants to join this tournament, and he's got to, but he needs someone to vouch for him because the guy who taught him no longer with us, and he's got to prove that this guy was a knight and that someone knows him and somebody can vouch for him so he can fight in this thing. And as it progresses, as you learn more about this guy, and he's just a good dude. You haven't seen a good dude since like Jon Snow and Ned Stark. Everybody's just been like, yeah, not everybody. Everybody's got some kind of demons. This guy's a good dude. His morals are good. I like him. And then but yes, you fall into the category of Game of Thrones eventually. Okay, this is a Game of Thrones show. Like you get that. Um, and it takes place, I think, between 80 to 100 years after House of the Dragon. No, that's not true. 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones. So it takes maybe 70 or 80 years past House of the Dragon because there's no more dragons.
Okay.
But you know what? The other thing that I was nervous about when I saw the episodes running like a half an hour, and when it comes to Star Wars and that other stuff and Marvel, I usually hate that because because what do I usually say about it? It's okay. Well, you're going to spend so much time on pew pew and big battles and monsters of the week. You're not going to be able to develop any characters. You know, this doesn't do that. It develops the characters. It has dialogue. 30 minutes is fine for what it works totally fine. And you don't, you're craving the next one, but it doesn't feel like, oh, I could have, why so short? It's like you developed, like, because there's certain shows that they put on Marvel and Star Wars, and you're like, you spent too much time on that stupid fight and the CGI and the volume. I don't know who these characters are. Not the case here.
Right.
So
I know when you say that, it's like when I think of Ahsoka, I don't remember like 90% of the characters.
No,
which
you
is
remember
crazy.
No,
She's my favorite.
Yes. Yeah. Why do you remember them? You remember them because they're rebels.
Right. Is there only 6 episodes? Is this a limited series?
I don't think so. I think they're going to go more because Matt Serra is a massive fan of this story.
From the books?
Yeah, he read this portion of it, and I guess they did like graphic novels of them too. And he was telling me what happens in the graphic novels. I'm like, you're going to be happy because that's everything that I just saw. Like, and I can't remember who said it. Someone said that George R. R. Martin said this is the most accurate out of all the stuff and the thing he liked the most.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
that guy's brain is like should be studied.
Well, I'm excited to see how this plays for the audience because it's one of the things I said in my reactions. I was like, look, I'm telling you how I feel about watching it. I don't know what the landscape is going to be. I don't know if people are going to be like, I hate this show. This show's too short. It could be, or it could be they love it. I have no idea. I just went off pure what I was feeling at the time when I saw it. I really dig this show. I like the characters. I'm excited to see how we're going to wrap it up. So,
yeah, I think it's a good time for it to come out too. HBO's kind of there's the pit, but I keep seeing the commercial for it, so people have something to look forward to.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my review once again of Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming out soon. It's a non-spoiler. So there you go. Steph, you and I are very excited for Dune Part 3. I believe we're both pretty excited for Doomsday, correct?
Yeah.
We're both releasing on the same day.
I know.
And we still don't know who's moving. And you would just assume that Dune would have to move, right? Because of the audience that they got. However, new details that I found out this morning that I said, hey, listen, you gotta send me that article because that's very interesting. Is Dune apparently has, because they were scheduled first to be there, they got the IMAX screenings. So is that gonna, is that their holding card to say, hey, listen, we don't need to move. We have all the IMAX stuff. And if you move, you'll get the IMAX thing, but we got IMAX. So let's check this out. This one is coming from, I believe it's comic book movie. Let me double check. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So you got a couple of different things here. You got Avengers, Doomsday, Robert Downey Jr., and Dune Part 3, Timothée Chalamet break silence on Doomsday. Where's my glasses? There they are. All right. Sorry. Someone said, how come you don't ad block? The honest answer, too lazy. Okay. Avenger, Doomsday, and Dune. Yeah, I'm not looking into that. I hate that. It's like, I'm not looking into it. I hate looking into things. Avenger, Doomsday, and Dune Messiah are set to open in theaters on the same day, December 18th, and Robert Downey Jr. and Timothée Chalamet have now finally weighed in on Doomsday. As we write this, Avengers, Doomsday, and Dune Part 3 are scheduled for release on December 18th, 2026. Some ways, it feels like a decision that's unlikely to do any movie any favors. The counter argument, of course, is what happened with Barbie and Oppenheimer. That's a very different argument. In 2023, The movie's grossed a combined 2.5 billion, spawning the Barbenheimer phenomenon. Super Fantastic didn't really take off for Superman and Fantastic Four First Steps last summer, but what of Doomsday? Robert Downey Jr. and Timothée Chalamet recently appeared on stage in LA for a screening of A24's Marty Supreme. Addressing the Doomsday chatter, the Avengers Doomsday star said, "We both have films opening on December 18th, and we decided to coin it. We're thinking Doomsday." That got a laugh from Chalamet and those in attendance, prompting Downey to add, "We'll see if we're still friends by then." It feels like Avengers Doomsday has the advantage heading into the winter, even with superhero fatigue proving problematic for the genre. Avengers Endgame grossed 2.8 billion in 2019 compared to Dune's Part 2's 715 million global haul. Marvel has taken a unique approach to marketing the next Avengers movie, releasing 4 teasers exclusively in theaters with Avatar: Fire and Ash. Those aren't conventional teasers and are instead more like clips with clues about what's to come in the first half of the multiverse saga finale. Dune Part 3, Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Florence Pugh, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jason Momoa, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin. We don't have a first look at it just yet. Okay, Downey's talking about the stuff, same thing, Avengers Doomsday. Okay, we have all that. All right. So it doesn't mention, I think, asked Luke, if you're watching, do we have an article that has like the IMAX thing? Because I want to see that. So let's say that they do have the IMAX thing. Is that enough for them to hold it potentially? Is there any chance that Doomsday moves or no?
I don't think Doomsday is gonna move, but I do think that I don't think the IMAX is enough pull no, because there's only so many IMAX theaters. And also I would rather see Dune in IMAX than I would see Doomsday in IMAX.
Fair.
So it's not like I would be trying to see. I don't know how other people feel, but I wouldn't really care if I saw Doomsday in IMAX, but I would want to see Dune in IMAX. So I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of shady because they already had that locked in, and then Doomsday is just like, okay, here we are.
Right.
And it is completely different than Barbenheimer because it's kind of, it's one's fantasy and one's sci-fi, but they're both like gonna be well over 2 hours. I'm guessing Doomsday is gonna be more like 3 hours. I'm guessing
The goal, what the rumor is this is no confirmation. The rumor is that Doomsday is like 3 hours and 45 minutes. Oh, you froze.
Dune is gonna be more like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
You froze right in
Mhm.
the middle. So I don't know what you heard.
Okay.
Did you?
I think call Mike Kalinowski.
No, I said this is very Mike Kalinowski. So the rumor is that Avengers Doomsday, this is not confirmed. This is just a rumor that Avengers Doomsday is like 3 hours and 40 minutes. That is way too long of a movie. Like 3:15, like Avatar for that movie, I can handle that.
Yeah.
But 3:45 is ridiculous. So we can't do that. But I'm agreeing. I think that Dune 3 is something I really want to see in IMAX. If I get put into the Dolby screening during the press screening, I'm not gonna like. There was a movie recently. Oh, Avatar. Avatar. I saw they didn't put us in the IMAX screening. I was bummed by that.
Yeah.
It was still 3D, but I was bummed by that. But I don't think that I'll be so bummed if I don't see Doomsday in IMAX. To agree with you, and I don't think it'll totally impact. I think they're more expensive screenings, so money wise, there'll be a little bit. But I agree. I don't think it's going to make them move. I think Dune has to move because, to the point here, what they said about Barbenheimer or Super Fantastic. That's the first time I even heard that, and I never want to hear it again.
Yeah, same.
The reason why that didn't do well is because it's in the same genre. Barbie and Oppenheimer, two different genres, two different audiences. So the hype around the reason it's like, oh, what it did was it brought attention. The fact that movie Oppenheimer is coming out, and so was Barbie. It just brought attention to both audiences. And the audience like, oh, I didn't realize. Oh, it's because there's so much hype. It's PR. So when you heard about Barbie, if you didn't care about that movie, but Oppenheimer's come out at the same time, you're just getting the same PR from both movies. This is the same genre. So I think Dune has to move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but I think so because I don't think of Doomsday is gonna move. And they've just spent so long picking a date that
Right.
it just feels locked in.
It feels locked. I mean, yeah, especially the fact that, it's supposed to come out in the summertime, and then they said, "No, we're taking this," and they're just I think Doomsday doesn't care about Dune. They just don't.
Yeah.
They just don't care. It's like, "Okay, you wanna stay there? Then stay there." Um, it'll hit us for a little bit because Doomsday will have a longer if it's good, it'll have a longer run in the theater than Dune will.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was and again, I just a matter of where you go. If I think that if you can because I think that the last Dune didn't it come out in October? When did Dune 2 release?
No, I thought it came out in April or March.
No, that oh wait, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Hold on a second. You're right. It was March 1st. 100%. I think the first one
It did. The first one came out in the fall.
it was October. Yeah, it was October 2021, but it was still like during like pandemic stuff. It was the same and it
Right. It was
released
like
on
one of
Max
the
at the same
first
time.
I think
Yeah.
it was the first I saw in theater.
Right. And so I think that what they're doing and the reason why, because March 1st, 2024, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the audience can tell me. Oh, yes. See, it was supposed to come out in November of 2023. The
Okay.
part two is supposed to come out in November. So I'm looking at let me see again. I'm gonna bring up because we've done this before, but I want to double check and see like where it could move if it moved, right? Because there's only so much real estate that's really left if you want to get it out this year. So here's the once again. If you're looking at I don't know. So let me see. Can I Steph? Wait, Steph, I can't hear you, Steph. Okay, now I can. So Steph, like if you look at that October 2, yeah, that Digger movie, which is in Inaratu, and Warner Brothers is not going to go up against itself there. You're probably going to let, the
Mhm.
Social Reckoning, probably going to do okay. I think, like, I would rather compete with Street Fighter on October 16th than I would Doomsday, or October 23rd. If you hit that October 23rd date, then you own the 23rd. You're going up against the Cat in the Hat, Godzilla minus zero. That's part two of Godzilla. So that's maybe then you don't want to go up against the Hunger Games. So maybe you could even go to the 13th. Yeah, nothing coming out on the 13th. November 25th. If you look originally November 25th or November, the end of November is where they wanted to land. Fokker in Law. Again, I would much rather go up. I'd much rather go up against Fokker in Law than Doomsday. And I'd much rather go up against Narnia the following day. Narnia is going to be out for like 2 weeks. It's not have that much hype behind it right now. And then if you want to stick to December, go up against Violent Night 2. Take that December 4th date. Then it's Jumanji. But then, yeah, stay out of there. Like, you got to get out of that date.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Right? I think there's more options there than they're leading on to. I hope it's not hubris at this point by Warner Brothers, like saying like, we're not
Yeah.
moving.
Is Florence Pugh is set to be in Doomsday, right? Too?
She's in Doomsday and Dune,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's probably like, you guys,
Yeah,
I
and
wanna go to both.
that's a good point, though. Someone said the reason why you can't go up against Narnia is because they already have the exclusive IMAX deal. It's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
there's so many other options. I
Totally.
get if they wanna be more in that it seems like the Oscars really pay attention to the December,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it these days. You have to, like, work so hard if
Yeah.
you want a chance and your movie was outside of December, late November. So I wonder if that's kind of a push in that sense, but there's still options even if you did keep it in December.
What do you think? Are they going to move? Is it going to be a battle? Or as Aiden says, who gives a fuck? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right. Moving on. I told you, Steph, more and more people are coming along to the UAP UFO phenomena, right? And Hollywood is doing the thing that they always do. And I knew that this would happen. You get Dan Farrow putting out Age of Disclosure, regardless of people's like watching or not. It got a lot of hype behind it. It got people
Yep.
talking about it. It was all over the news. People were Dan Farrow was everywhere discussing it, and that now leads to Steven Spielberg's movie coming out this year, which we talked about. That's coming. Emily Blunt. That'll be out later this summer. Then and the trailer already dropped for it. Then the other movie is the Joseph Kosinski, director of F1, Top Gun Maverick, doing that movie with David Grush, who was as a consultant, and he's going to be doing that movie for Apple. So that's one of the next ones coming out for him. That'll be big. Then there's a movie. If you're familiar with the topic, Bob Lazar, who was one of the people who's talked about, he's a very polarizing figure. Bob Lazar, look him up. Well, the guy that brought him to light is a reporter named George Knapp, who's still got a podcast with Jeremy Corbell called Weaponized. He's still talking about this. He's like the godfather of UAP reporting. So Colin Trevorrow, rumored to be doing a movie about Bob Lazar and George Knapp. So when these topics hit, and when Hollywood realizes, oh, everybody's talking about this thing and people are making movies about it now, you're going to keep seeing it happen. And it's happening again because there's another movie now. Scott Cooper is doing a Roswell movie. Scott Cooper sets a Roswell UFO film. So, following their work together on Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, filmmaker Scott Cooper is reteaming with 20th Century Studios for a new untitled UFO film. Cooper writes and directs, while Eric Robinson and Ellen Goldsmith Vane produce the thriller film, which will reportedly deal with the events in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947 when a rancher found debris scattered around his property and the government closed ranks of conspiracy theories took flight about a UFO event. The incident became the basis for U.S. UFO conspiracy theorists that an alien spacecraft had crashed at the site, especially as the Army reports the debris was a conventional weather balloon. Bullshit. In the 1990s, the Air Force revealed that the Roswell event was part of the top-secret Project Mogul, an initiative at nearby Almorago Army airfield that used complex military balloons to detect Soviet nuclear tests. The project sounds like it's still in the early phases, not confirmed as his next feature. Cooper's also considering the Eric Roth-penned Comanche. Cooper's previous films, Crazy Heart, Black Mass, Hostiles, I like that movie, Antlers, Out of the Furnace, and The Pale Blue Eye. So I wonder if Christian Bale would show up in this movie. Probably seems like it's possible. All right, Steph. I don't know how much you know about Roswell. I don't know how much you know about in general. It's obviously a pop culture phenomenon as much as anything else, too. But does this A, intrigue you? And B, if you do know about Roswell, what do you hope to see? Whoop, that's me again.
Yeah, I know a little bit about Roswell. I know that there's been a few shows and movies that have been based in Roswell. One specifically called Roswell. I think that was about
there's a show, yeah.
Yeah, so I know a little bit in the fictional fantasy sense, but in terms of the real any factual things that we've discovered there, not really, but it does interest me. The subject in itself has always interested me. I haven't done the total deep dive as you've done, but I'm not one that super needs to be convinced. I'm like, I believe it all. I like think that it
Yeah.
makes no sense if there wasn't other beings in this massive universe. So I kind of welcome the genre. The only thing I hope that the genre doesn't destroy like any factual basis. You know what I mean? Like if it
Sure.
becomes so fictitious that people are like, it's like a superhero genre.
It's a very, very valid point and something that scares me, right? Because it was one of the things that I was curious about, like with Spielberg, because I know how much Spielberg is really into the topic and he's very well informed in it and he understands, like, keeps up on it. And I was like, okay, well, is this going to be War of the Worlds or Close Encounters? Those Close Encounters took a lot of stuff that relevant to Roswell with Project Blue Book and these other things that happened. Like if that they incorporated some of this stuff, and if you listen to some of the people who are ufologists, if you will, they say that that's one of the more accurate ones in how it's portrayed, and some of the real documents and things that have been mentioned was Close Encounters. So it looks like Disclosure Day. Is that what it's called? Disclosure Day? I think so.
I think so.
I think that that's going to incorporate that. Now, it's definitely, I mean, Kaczynski's movie is going to be very interesting because of the David Grush side of it. And it seems like what these are all have in common is that they're approaching it more so of someone is lying to you. We will be able to present as much of the facts and things that we have been hearing from people. Like David Grush can't talk about things. There's only so much he can say under oath because of the whistleblower stuff and all this other stuff. However, when you're behind a closed door with the director and you're like, "Hey, we're making fiction." Well, did you ever see? Did you watch The Sopranos? You're a big
Yep.
Sopranos person.
You got yes. I'm a Sopranos girl.
So you'll get this reference when Christopher was making his movie, and he was telling the writer about all the stuff that went down in the mob. Hypothetically, if so and so owed money and they shot him in the head, it would happen like this.
Right.
That kind of stuff is going to show up in those movies, at least in the Kaczynski movie. Now,
right.
Is that going to happen in this movie? I don't know. I don't know Cooper well enough to know what his interest is in this topic, who's consulting on it, any of those things. I don't know. I think the more people covering this, and I don't know in what way he's going to tell this. Is he going to tell this story as if it really was balloons? Or is he going to portray this as if something really went down and that people are covering it up? That's what's intriguing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know much about because every director kind of has its own take. Like someone like Scorsese, I feel like tries to be like super on the nose about what the research he found. Similarly, even though his genres are kind of more fantasy, but James Cameron, I feel like does like an overabundance of research, but I don't know what it would be, but it would be more interesting to do kind of that Sopranos take where it's like, I can't confirm this, but this is what the experts I've talked to are saying.
If David Grush, that movie, that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Because I want to see first of all, I want to know what that Kaczynski movie is about, and if Brad Pitt's going to be in it or whoever's. I'm that one is the one I'm most intrigued about. So we'll see. What do you guys make of the latest in the UAP movies? Do you care? Not care? If you do care and you want to know more about this topic, I'll be actually covering this a little bit more on my UAP channel. It's Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff. You can go check that out. But let's move on. All right, Steph. Before we move on to the next topic, which is a photo of Lara Croft, the new Sophie Turner Lara Croft. I don't know. We're gonna show that in a second. I'm gonna be old man screaming at clouds here for a second. And you tell me what you think of this. You're the fashion person. I am not. I wear the same black t-shirt, black hat every show. I was getting on a plane yesterday from LA to New York, and I saw these two gentlemen. And they're both wearing sandals on the plane, which I wouldn't recommend in general because the planes are so gross.
Right.
And the two guys, and I can't really complain about them because I kind of pulled a goofy move at one point. We were walking together, and I didn't have my glasses on, so this is part of it. And my seat was 36A, right? The gate was 34A, and they're right next to each other. So I was like, okay, and my glass, I'm like, oh, that's the seat. So I pull it up, and the three of us sitting there, and I go, well, because the guy puts his bag right above 34A or whatever. And I was like, it's a little bag. I'm like, I said, do you need to put that up there? I said, I had the smaller suitcase. He said, well, where are you sitting? I go, right here, 34A. He's like, well, that's where we're sitting. I go, they must have double booked. And then he looks, he's like, that's the gate. And I go, I don't have my glasses on. You are correct. I apologize. So I fucked up on that. That was me. And the guy, the one guy was just clueless. The other guy just seemed a little annoyed, but I was like, it happens, guy. I wasn't being a dick about it. I was laughing about it. But he seemed kind of like an LA douche. He had an LA douche haircut. I don't know. He might be a nice guy, but I'm just gonna say he was an LA douche, but he might not have been.
Okay.
But his buddy was the one that I couldn't get out of my mind. He had furry slippers on. Do you know what this is? Furry sandals. Like he looked like woolly mammoth. I've never seen anything like it. It was like sandals, but there was like fur on them, or I hate it.
I haven't. Do you have a photo? Like, do you?
It looked like he had fur on his feet.
No
Like
socks.
sandals on the. It was. I don't know what it was. I hated it. I hated every bit of it. I hated every second of it. I was. He wasn't a bad guy. I don't know. He wasn't a dick. I don't know if he's a bad guy or not. But I was looking at it and I kept telling myself, you gotta stop, because I was like, I hate these guys' slippers. I want to take them off and throw them into the runway. I hated them so much. I hated them.
I
It was
wonder
more than a
what they
Hobbit. It was
were.
like more than a Hobbit. It was like
Was it
let me
Crocs? The furry Crocs?
let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna if I can. I'll bring it up. No. That's not that. No. That's not what this was.
Okay, because I like Crocs.
No. Sandals with fur on
I'm
them.
kind of against sandals, like the thong sandals, unless you're at the
No.
beach.
No, I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like this. No. This it's not like puffy. It looked like there was like hair coming out of it. It looked like it was the stupidest thing. It looked like cosplay.
Oh
I
my
hated
gosh.
it.
No,
I hated
I
it.
think I hate it too.
I hated it. And I was like, and I looked down. I was like, what is this guy wearing? Because the rest of them, but what you know what it was also, he wasn't wearing. If it's like whole outfit was like big, outlandish, crazy. I'm like, guy was wearing like like a sweatshirt, whatever, too, and then his stupid sandals. I hated them. I wanted to shave his sandals. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. And it was just like the
Yeah.
two of them. Yeah, the guy, the LA douche with the stupid hair and the fur feet. And I was like, but I really couldn't say anything because I pulled the dopey move of the gate instead of the seat. So I was like, I knew I was like, that was a bonehead move. That was on me. I was
Right.
like, but
But
I
you didn't
still
have to sit next to him, right?
no, I was two rows
Okay,
back.
well,
It was 36.
thank
But
God.
I still hated his feet. I hated his feet.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
It's bad. It was like there was nothing. Let's see. No. Well, Luke sent me. Yeah, it was more like Luke, can you upload those to the thing? Like, it was closer to the last one, but no, actually, but they were like silver. They were like silver, but like
I really need a
yeah.
visual.
So send me the last two you just or put the last two in the media, and I'll bring that up because the closest we got is the second to last one you sent me. That's the closest we got, but they were like
Okay.
white. They were like white. So anyway, so someone said I didn't see them and I hate them. You'd hate them. There was no. I don't understand why you'd wear those on a plane.
No, anything furry like that, I feel like would pick up even more bacteria than you're already bound to pick up on a plane.
But I did want to shave his sandals. I really did. I wanted to. I wish I was like 17 years old again, to where I'd be like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" I'm 17.
Right.
It's different.
I'm a
when
teenager.
You do it now. You go viral in the wrong ways. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Let's get to this other story. While Luke, I think Luke put that on there already. Oh, he did. Okay, that's the closest I can say.
Oh no,
He put
yeah.
that, but that's not really. I guess if you made these white, that's similar.
That's
this was, that it's like a mixture between these two, but they were white. It's really bad.
horrible.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
No, for a plane too, that's horrible.
No, there's nothing good about that. Anyway, all right, let's get to this topic, then we'll move on to the questions. Wait a minute, we did this already. Where is it? First photo. I want to get to Sophie Turner. We'll do that in just a moment. So there's a new Tomb Raider movie coming out. And speaking of potential cosplay, Sophie Turner, here she is in Tomb Raider. Amazon MGM Studios has released a first official look at Game of Thrones actress Sophie Turner as Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider live-action TV series coming to Prime. Production on the series is about to get underway in the UK, and the photo is from a wardrobe test for the character with a design harkening back to the original Tomb Raider game as opposed to the more modern reboot. The series, which is expected to feature Croft as an established adventurer and archaeologist and to have a 1990s vibe, was first announced in January 2023. It's rumored to involve Norse mythology and Ragnarok, but will not be tied to the Tomb Raider underworld game that was Norse themed. Joining Turner would be Sigourney Weaver, Jason Isaacs, a hell of a cast. Martin Bob Semple, Bill Patterson, Jack Bannon, John Heffernan, Celia Emery, Patterson, Joseph, Sasha Luce, Julia Mohamed, and August Wittenstein. Why doesn't anybody just call August Lewis, Juliet Smith? Everybody have these names. British actress, writer, and Emmy winner Phoebe Waller-Bridge wrote scripts. What else did they do? The Tomb Raider series is expected to premiere on Amazon Prime Video sometime in 2027. All right, let's see. Steph, are you a Tomb Raider fan in general? Not the movies, but the games?
No.
Okay. So you don't really have a horse in this race?
No, not really. I obviously loved Angelina, which feels like everyone
a long time
can't get over her, which I get. But that feels like the biggest complaint. Like, everyone's still not over Angelina playing in the comments that I've seen. And and they're like, she's no Angelina. I saw that same sentiment like 400
so
times.
Unfair.
It's so unfair. Like, we're talking about Angelina Jolie.
I know. It's
she's
so
like,
unfair.
And it's been like at least like 10, 12 years.
20 easily.
Yeah.
Easily 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like Sophie Turner. I feel like I'm very open to it. She looks ripped. And I know she's been training super hard for this role. So I feel like I'm just open to it. I hate that people have kind of decided that it's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer. But I'm rooting for her. Did you play?
My brother used to play a long time ago, so in related that way maybe, but not too much where I had an investment. But I do think one of the things that always drives me nuts about video games, where I would understand if people got upset about certain things. I think that The Last of Us season 1 proved a formula to go after, and even season 2 changed that formula. Stick to the damn game. You can go and make moves and make changes that if you're going to better your story for television, sure. But stick to your damn story, because look at Uncharted, which is a completely different movie. All the Hitman, different movie. What's the other one? Assassin's Creed takes a different movie. They change they change it. It's like, follow the story. It's not just a video game that makes these things this billion-dollar business, multi-billion-dollar business. It's the stories. The stories are what fans really get locked into. So adapt those stories in the same way that you would adapt a book. Now, I don't know if they're necessarily going to not do that for this. They just said they weren't going to do it for that particular game. So they might do a lot of stuff from the game itself. I don't know. But as far as she goes, look, someone said in the comments, and I concur, I liked what Alicia Vikander did in Tomb Raider. I thought that movie was fine. I would have liked to seen a sequel and a follow-up. I think that she could have done a good one. I would like to seen that, but that's not the direction that they're going. They're doing a TV show. So just because Sophie Turner might not look like the Lara Croft you imagined up top, from how she looks in video games, she's dressed like her. So they're doing that aspect of it. Let her build into this show. Let her see. Let's judge the first season. If it doesn't feel like the interpretation of the character, then it's fair to judge. But I say, I think she was good, really good in Game of Thrones. I think she grew as an actress throughout it. So give her a shot.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Well, there you go. So Sophie Turner, Lara Croft, what do you say? Yes, no, maybe. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right. We are going to get to your questions in just a moment here. Before we do, I got to tell you about Rougiette. Come right back and let's get to those questions. So here's Rougiette. I got a lot of smart people who watch and listen to this show. Why? Because a lot of you have been signing up for Rougiette. Now, this is something most doctors know that most men just never talk about. Stress from work, money, family. It doesn't just disappear at night. It follows you right into the bedroom. You're going to be lying next to that person you love for years, and suddenly your mind's not going to let your body do what it has always done naturally. So situations like that, doctors look for treatments that help both the brain and the body, and that's where Rougiette Ready comes in. Unlike Viagra and Cialis, Rougiette Ready is a next-generation prescription treatment designed to help prime your brain for arousal and increase blood flow. It combines 3 clinically proven ingredients in 1 mint, dissolves under your tongue, absorbs fast. Most men are ready in about 15 minutes. You stay present, confident, and in control when the moment is right. Over 150,000 men have already made that switch to Rougiette. Getting started is simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor online, and your treatment gets shipped discreetly to your door. For a limited time only, you head to rougiette.com/Christian. You get 15% off of your order. That is RUGIET.com/Christian. You get 15% off your order. Rougiette.com/Christian. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Rougiette. Really excited that they're with us again. And a lot of people have been reaching out and thanking me for it. Don't worry. Discreet. But you're welcome. So there you go. All right, now we're going to get to the questions. We've got 92 so far. 92 questions, or 92 super chats, rather. And Steph, you're already in a good spot here at 92.
Okay.
So you're already leading the week. I feel like you'll get to 100. You just need to get yourself a big enough cushion to get away from Winston and Chris tomorrow.
Yes.
So let's see what we can do. We're going to start with the first. Hey, Mr. CJ. You have so many aunties and uncles that's going to spoil that little Padawan. Congratulations. Yeah, it's true. So
Thank
true.
you.
Is everybody just pumped in the family?
Yeah, everyone's so excited.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah, my mom's been waiting for this day for a very long time.
I'm sure. Lots of support coming in from DJ. He threw in tons here. So we're just going to highlighting a few of them. He knows I just highlight a bunch of them. Nathan Drake, as a huge Tomb Raider fan, I love that picture of Sophie as Lara. I really hope she crushes it. Also, the Ryan Hurst casting as Kratos is great. We didn't get to that, so I guess Ryan Hurst was Thor in that series, God of War. So now he's playing Kratos rather. So have you played those games?
No, I haven't, but I heard people love them.
Yeah, I can't remember which one I played. I played one of them and I loved it. Whatever game, I remember it was a long time ago and I played it and I loved it. And I wish I would have played more of them, but I really dug it. So I've been looking forward to this because also I'm pretty sure that Ron Moore from Battlestar Galactica is doing this. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he's doing this series. So I'm pretty pumped for that series. I'm curious. And that's I guess great casting. People that casting I've seen nothing but support for. So sounds good. Derek, lots of support from Derek. Derek has given
thanks, Derek.
So much love here today, Steph. So and then before we even do that, so Ed Menjavar also puts in support.
Hell yeah.
Derek, I just saw the message from Christian in the chat. Congratulations to Steph. We all know that you're going to be an excellent mother, and I'm glad I could throw in support today.
Oh, thank you. You're the best.
Yeah, look at that. So people are supporting Steph. We knew that Steph would get some support here today, and she is. Mad Men 1989 Joshua, keep seeing Doomsday getting called nostalgia bait. Couldn't the same be said about Deadpool and Wolverine and No Way Home? Those seem to be liked. Yes, this is the same. I'm going to die on this hill. Could the possibility of nostalgia bait with Doomsday be a thing? 100%. It is unfair to call it that yet. You haven't seen the movie. Like, oh, you can say that's my opinion. You haven't seen the movie. Your opinion is this seems like it could be nostalgia bait. Definitively saying this is nostalgia bait. You haven't seen the film. So you're wrong. You can argue with it all day long in the comments and go, no, it is nostalgia bait. You don't know. I might be sitting with you in a year from now and saying that's all the movie was nostalgia bait. They didn't have a story. They just threw in characters to say, hey, remember that person? I'm with you, but I haven't seen it yet. So I can't say that. But I don't know. Do you feel differently, Steph?
No, I agree with that. I actually really hope it's not. I get that they have to do.
Yeah. Oh.
I know when you hit the
De Niro face. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. It's in the middle of talking. It's frozen.
I agree. I hope it's not nostalgia bait, but I I wouldn't be mad if there's some with the X-Men, because I know that they're kind of welcoming in the new X-Men after this.
Yeah. Support. Thank you, Derek. Oh yeah, and the other ones, yes, and that, well, that's to go off your point there. Deadpool and Wolverine: No Way Home. You could say that at first, depending on what you think of Doom of both of those movies. See, here's the thing: if you don't like either one of those movies, you can say, I didn't like Deadpool and Wolverine. It just felt like they were throwing old school characters and Blade and everything too, and it just felt like nostalgia, and there was really nothing to it. I didn't like it. You're fair, and you have every right to say that. Same thing about No Way Home. And I've seen that before with No Way Home, where people are like, I don't know. I didn't really like them. We just seemed like, hey, look, it's the guy that played Spider-Man the first time. Hey, there's the guy that played Spider-Man the second time. And here's the new Spider-Man. Isn't that cool? I understand the argument. I didn't feel that way about either one of those movies, but I understand. So I don't know. I mean, you might, and the same thing, it's going to be said. But this is the other thing that people don't understand. There's two things, and I guess they're both relevant here. Did you see the news, by the way, that they're changing Galaxy's Edge? Did he just actually say Galaxy's Edge? Yeah, I said it. I get it. So when it comes to they're changing it up and they're making it more about the original trilogy, and they're moving away, the new trilogy, and they're going to bring in the original Star Wars theme, and they're going, and people are losing their minds. Oh, you're bending the knee and you're listening to the other side of the audience, and now what about the people who love the new trilogy? Blah 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 blah. It's like, it's a business. It's a business. A couple things. First of all, who's to say they always had to commit to that and it had to be that forever? Star Wars isn't one thing. It's not just the new trilogy. It's a whole bunch of things. If you want to do the original trilogy, do the original. This is the side of the Star Wars fandom of the I love everything people who just have to like, you're bending the knee. It's like, no, you're not. You're saying it's not working in the same way that Marvel is saying the stuff that we did is not working. Like people said, oh, you just getting rid you're rid of all these characters that we love so much, and Shang-Chi and all these other things, and these characters that you were building, you just abandoned them because other people are saying we're not seeing your movies. Yes, because they're not seeing the movies. And Shang-Chi did well, by the way. I'm just using an example of some of the new characters, but like a lot of these, it wasn't working. It wasn't working, so they're going back to the well. Now, whether or not that delivers or not, we'll find out.
Yeah.
What do you think, Steph?
I think that I don't really care either way about what they do with the Star Wars, because they have, it's like some of my favorite rides are like Alice in Wonderland. It's like a movie from the 50s. Like I can kind of understand if they want to keep a focus on the original content, and then they can, change here and there based on what's new or what's massive, and I don't know. I just think that they can do whatever they want, honestly. With the parks, it's like that's the most business side of Disney.
Yeah. I mean, so that to me was I just saw that and I was like, it just makes it like, well, you didn't lose a fight. It's just a business saying we're going to try something different.
Yeah, so they're going to change like the Resistance ride to
Rey's going to be more so just part of different things. They're going to focus more on Vader and Luke and Leia, and they're going to go back to the original trilogy, and it's their right to do it. Star Wars is not one thing. It's like, oh, they have to go back to the old school thing because they want to listen to the incels, and this is like, no, their business isn't working. They want to try to get more people. It's not the most popular out of all the stuff. It would go original trilogy, prequels, and to some people, prequels, original trilogy, depending on your generation, and then new trilogy. There's not many people. There's not that would put the new trilogy over those two other trilogies. It just wouldn't. There's some that would, but majority. If you did a poll right now, if you're going to rank the trilogies, I guarantee you that the new trilogy would come in last.
Yeah, and then they haven't yet captured the young audience in the same way that they used to. So if they did like come out with new stuff and the young audience just ate it up and was obsessed, and I would say go with whatever they're obsessed with because that's who the parks are really for.
Yeah. There's and look, is there a world, and this is possible, because I remember when we were when I started doing schmoes, like the prequel trilogy was kind of like the laughed at trilogy, right? It's like, and because the generation that was growing up with it was still were still kind of kids and didn't really have the voice that they did as they got older and said, well, wait a minute, that's the Star Wars trilogy I grew up with. I love that trilogy and became stronger. It's why Hayden Christensen had those very different reactions of like, oh, he couldn't act, he couldn't do this. And then 10 years later, he shows up on Star Wars celebrations like Mick Jagger walks out in 1971. You know, it's like, so it, now could the same thing happen with the new trilogy? I'm hesitant to say yes, but it's possible. Like those kids that grew up with them, like those kids now that were 5 years old when they saw that movie, they're 15, they're 16, you know, or maybe 7 or 17 years old. I think that the landscape of pop culture in general has changed because I feel like those kids are not going to fight the fight the same way the prequel people did because they're too busy watching TikTok videos. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. All right, let's see. What is the next one? Okay. Derek Johnson gave 10 new memberships, followed by support. Gave 10 more memberships, then 10 more memberships, then 10 more memberships. What a way to do it now, too, because the unedited reactions are going to pick up. So a lot of new members because of the great DJ. And he put it 10 more. 10 more. Oh no, he didn't have. So Buckeye, so that's Brandon became a new member. So there you go.
Nice.
Seattle KO. Congratulations, Steph and Harry. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Ape Shit Musings. It's my favorite username ever. Ever. Could Netflix get HBO to film George R. R. Martin's true ending of Song, Ice, and Fire, as he has lots of notes for Winds of Winter? Do you think Netflix would want to do that with Game of Thrones? I would love to see what a Netflix version of. I mean, listen. I say that, but they're probably going to keep the same team on that runs Game of Thrones. So I don't think much will change. Whatever direction that they were having for Game of Thrones is probably going to be the same, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the ending differences were, but I feel like it's kind of in the past now.
Yeah, I think so too. I love Slippers 43. Congrats on the little Steph or little Harry Steph.
Thank you.
Yeah, that announcement hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Right. Dusty W8771. A critic said that the new Game of Thrones show is only 30 minutes each episode. Please tell me that isn't true. I hate when Disney Plus does this. I saw him follow that up after I addressed this, and he said, "Don't worry about it." But again, to say, this is I don't think it'll be a problem for you because I hate when Disney Plus does it also because of the examples I gave before. A lot of times they just okay, great. The whole episode's just going to be a green screen battle, and you're not going to know anything about these characters. I don't feel that with this show. I feel like there's a lot of detail. Brandon, what's up, Kristian? I haven't been able to catch a show in a while, so you might have given your thoughts already. But what's your level of excitement on a new Tom Cruise directed lifestyle? My hype is through the roof. So I did. We led the whole. I think we led a whole show on this. Was it last week, Steph? I think.
Yeah.
It was last Thursday. Apparently, Snyder said that that's not true. So
really,
that's what Snyder said. But I don't know if it is true. I'm super excited for it because the action would be intense, and I'm also curious to see where Sean Levy is taking the story. So yeah, it's pretty high up for me to see if we find out that is indeed it did happen, and we're gonna find out which one it is. Yeah, I'll be watching. Very very excited. Let's see, Mike Joyce, Steph. If you win each week until your due date, can the chat vote on your child's name?
My God. Maybe like a middle name or a nickname.
They said, can you vote? Well, you can, you know what you could do? If you won every week until your due date, all you could do is, I mean, first of all, you can do like if when you're ready, if you had 4 names that you put in the chat with one of the ones that you're basically going to choose, you could throw that in there. You can throw it in there. You don't. He's not saying you have to listen. He's just saying, could you vote?
Yeah, that's true. You could vote.
Yeah. So all right, here's where we go. Yeah. So if someone actually put a chat. Yeah. So Luke put a chat up, or a poll up rather, for the Star Wars trilogy. So I don't know how many people voted, but 83 votes so far in this one. What do you think the percentage was from originals, prequels, and sequels stuff?
Of people who liked each.
It's called Which Star Wars Trilogy is Your Favorite?
Okay. I think it was the originals was 70%, 75%.
Okay.
The prequels were 15.
Okay.
And then, so where are we at? Then we have like 10 left, 10%.
Yeah, okay. You're not too far off. The original, and again, he'll resend me, because right now it's only 83 votes, and I think he put it as a community post, so we'll probably get thousands of votes on this one. But
okay,
originals are at 81%.
Okay.
Prequels at 17%, with the sequel coming in at 2%. So
okay,
I don't think it's going to have much of a turnaround. Where if this was on the community, which I believe it is, if it's on the community page, I would tell you that we're probably going to wind up with the originals at around 72%. Prequels will get the next, we'll probably get around, same thing, probably like maybe 13, and then the rest goes to the sequel. So, we'll see. All right, next one. Haskell, Baby Steez is going to love Uncle Big Balls.
Love. Definitely. Where's Big Balls? Is he coming?
I'll be honest though.
Okay.
My hearts are broken.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm broken.
I know.
I was dead.
It's not that I'm against interspecies mingling.
Yeah.
It's just you just weren't the one.
Oh, hey, but here's the thing. Look, I hatest Roka. I hatest Kalinowski.
Oh.
Winston's all right.
Yep.
Chris Kosh, she cool.
Yeah.
Roxy, she hate my guts, so I hate her right back. But
wow.
you's my lady. But I gets it because you're honest.
We could be besties.
Okay, that's nice.
I'll be your wing woman. How about that?
Now you're talking sense. Now I can go hit on that giraffe I've been wanting to talk to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That we can work with.
I can disappear like this.
Oh, thank you, Big Balls. Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, that's what he does. All right. R.L. Jensen 3. Support for Steph's amazing news. Congratulations. Can we update on Kate and Brett? Love the show. Appreciate the hard work. You guys rock. Brett actually texted me while we were doing this show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I missed it because I missed him while it was his text was actually pretty funny. He said, what was it? To which he said, "How was your LA trip? Sorry I didn't get to see you, but I've seen you way too much lately," which is fair.
Have you guys?
Well, he was here. You remember he worked on the studio twice. He was helping me with stuff in my house. So yeah, he was here for work. So I don't blame him. He's like, every time he sees me, like, it's PTSD.
Yeah.
As far as Kate, I sent Kate. Kate's busy. I haven't talked to her in a little bit, but I got to follow up.
She's
on her.
So busy.
Yeah, she's busy.
I think I looked back and I texted her like a year ago, and she never responded.
Oh.
And then, but I don't blame her. Like, she's just doing stuff.
Yeah, it's not for anything except she's just chaotic. Kenneth Colton, I always forget to use these. Congrats, stuff. Yeah, if you're a member, you got these free once a month super chats. You should use them. Track stars, congrats to Steph and Harry. All going to be amazing. Yes, they are.
Thank you.
Legend MM600, congrats to staff. New babies are awesome.
They are.
Yeah, it's true.
So cute.
Yep, it's the truth. Okay, next one. Buckeye 725. I agree with Mama Steph. I would much rather see Dune 3 in IMAX. I do feel like Dune should probably move, but honestly, I would just plan to watch both in theaters on the same day. You would. correct. But
Yeah.
but the regular movie public is what they got to go with. They got to go with that. You know, they got to find what the average fan is going to look out to. Because people like us, you got us no matter what. Nathan Drake, 250. Roxy says she thinks she'll move back to LA. I quoted, I saw that someone said this, and to quote, Steph will get this reference now. To quote Arnold in Commando, no chance.
I was literally going to say not a chance.
No chance. There's no world where
There's not a chance. Even if we were filming your show in LA, there's no way, for so many reasons, but mainly his kids and wife love where they're at. Like
it's a big. I wouldn't take my kids back out.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it was nice to visit and see everybody and to do business there. I could do. I was reminded 50 different times why I moved.
Yeah.
50 different times. I just don't like No, but so without traffic to get where I was, to get to my father-in-law should take me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It took me 58 minutes.
Yep.
Because the 405 is Satan's asshole.
Yes.
And I was like, no, I am not. That was another reason. Then, there is, and this is not, and I have compassion for these people. I have compassion for people who are, whether it's homelessness or other stuff, but the problem and how it is handled in that city is a joke. I took my daughter to a
park. It's awful.
I took my daughter to a park, a kid's park. And she walked into this one thing and she goes, "Oh, I don't know if I should go in there." So she goes, "There's a tent in there and garbage everywhere." And it was someone set, like a person set up a tent and had like in a kid's plaything. And it was a nice, it's like a really nice neighborhood. And so between that and this is the main thing. I really, those commercials where they're like, "Don't become your parents," like in those insurance commercials.
Yeah.
I've totally become my dad when it comes to LA and New York, when it comes to the gas prices. I'm driving around going, look at the gas there. Look at the gas. And gas in LA, I saw gas for $5.65 the other day. It's $2.60 where I live.
Okay, I haven't seen that high, but yeah, it's very high.
$4.60 is too high. And that's low. That's the lowest I saw was $4.60. So no, there's no world I move back. Like I would try. I mean, I traveled. It kicked the shit out of me as far as exhaustion, but I would much rather do that than to move back. There's absolutely no world. Okay, let's see. I love Slippers 43. What are you drinking in that cute strawberry stuff? What is that?
It's boring. It's a decaf iced coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to drink decaf. Yeah. Nathan Drake, why wouldn't Star Wars release order work for Sam? She would bail. She goes, if I was going to show her, she'd be like, because she's already kicking and screaming about watching it. She does not want us to watch Star Wars at all. So Rogue One is the closest thing to a kind of like a modern movie that I know her well enough. She'll get invested. She's like, okay, I can like this. And that's going to get her then invested because it leads right into 4, 5, and 6. So I can
see that.
Yeah, and I want to do a different type of release. It's like people are going to get. I can already see the comments, and I don't care. Like oh, why'd you show her this way? Because that's the way I wanted to show her.
Yeah.
Go watch something else. Go pal. I'm in for Sophie Turner as Lara Croft. Me too. I'm curious to see how it goes.
Me too.
Yeah, I only played the Tomb Raider PS3 game. That became Alicia Vikander movie, which I also liked. Yeah, me too. To which he follows it up. With the Angelina references, I think most people are upset about the 90s polygons relative to Sophie, but I said I like her for this. Yeah. Okay. Mirjam, support for the lovely Steph, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mirjam.
She also says, we'll ask the same question I asked Mike and Roxy. The question is, what makes you laugh so much it's hard to stop? Like in general or in movies?
In general, I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah, that one too. That one gets me too. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. That's the best. Yeah, that's funny. That is
the
funny.
times that I've laughed Times that I've laughed so hard that I'm like wheezing is when I'm in church
Oh,
and I'm not supposed to laugh,
yeah.
like especially as a kid. And my sister and I, or my brother and I, would just be like wild animals. Like we could not stop
Yeah, there are certain moments
over nothing.
is my late friend Brian Cascia, who I've talked about many times, who he unfortunately he passed away in 9/11. But he was the whole reason. He showed me George Carlin. He showed me
Oh,
Terminator for the first
cool.
time. He had a laser disc before DVDs were a thing. Like my imagination flourished with hanging out with Brian, right? So Brian was also a really funny dude. Like we got in a lot of trouble in first to 8th grade together. One of the times, and I think I might have told this story. Speaking of, you're talking about church. I went to a Catholic school, St. Robert's, where I knew Sam and Ming and everybody from. So Brian and I would get ourselves in trouble, and we were laughing about something. I can't remember what happened. And it was like this boiler room, but through the boiler room there was there was the library, and Sister Clara was the teacher, and she was a stern old nun. I mean, she's probably 65, 70 years old. And she was no joke. There's no joking with Sister Clara. So I don't know what we were laughing about, but we started laughing about something, and it was tears coming out of our faces. We couldn't stop laughing, and we knew that we were going to get in trouble because we couldn't control it. And Sister Clara, she locked onto it like a radar, and she saw us laughing, and I'm like biting my lip, trying to hard. And Brian is just tears flowing out of his face.
So,
and she goes, "What are you laughing at, Mr. Cascia? What's so funny?" And he looks at her and he goes, with tears in his eyes, laughing, looks at the nun and goes, "Shh, shh, shh, shh." And it made me start crying even harder. She said in the principal's office, he didn't stop laughing for a second. He was laughing. I'm pretty sure he farted on the way out. So it's pretty good.
So funny.
It was so good. Peter, support and congrats to Steph. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Mike Joyce, did you hear the rumors about you and Butter? Don't worry, I'm not going to spread it. Damn, that's a good one. That was a good one. J.M. Morgan. Hey, Steph, congrats on starting your family. I love
Thank you.
Loving the support.
Yeah.
Go, pal. Remember, after Winds of Winter, there's still a dream of spring to come. I'll be collecting Social Security before Game of Thrones is finished. Yeah, there's still Social Security and Republic then. Yeah, it's going to be, look, they're going to build on this thing, man. They're going to build on it. For sure. Luke Starkiller. Hey, I want to say congratulations to Steph and her husband. I wish you all both the best.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Boy Yankee. Would Rogue One be considered in the OG trilogy? That's a great call. I mean, probably not, but in that era. And that's another reason why I'm going to say, Steph, so you didn't hear because you were out. So the way I'm going to do it is Rogue One is going to go first. Then episode 4 and 5. Then I'm going to jump to the prequels.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Then Mandalorians 1 through 3 to lead into Mandalorian and Grogu.
Wow, you have quite a journey with her.
That's what I'm saying. So we have a lot to do.
Why are you doing Return of the Jedi
last? Because if you look at the way that it went with timeline, if you go, episode 4.
Okay,
5,
yeah.
You get the reveal of Luke, I'm your father. Then you jump to, his story 1 through 3, and then if he can be redeemed, and then you do Jedi, and then you lead into Mandalorian.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a solid choice.
Yeah.
For what you're trying to accomplish.
That's right. That's the whole thing, because we're leading into Mandalorian and Grogu.
The Mandalorian.
And Grogu. Stuttering Fro. What's up, Fernando? Congrats to Steph. When you come to Disney, I'll hook you up. What's okay,
Thank
Kristian?
you.
What's up? So he is the best. Steph, I don't think I told you the whole thing, but I went through the whole. We were supposed to go to Disneyland. We didn't get a chance to. Fro was waiting for us at the time because he hooked it up, and it fell through. But he was so awesome. He was like checking in, making sure everything was okay. It was going back and forth. He was understanding afterwards too. And I think Fro know our next date, which what we're looking at. So I'll hit you up when I know
cool.
that for sure. But I got to make it up to that to at least to the little one. I got to make it up to her. I felt like I bought her a puppy and then I took the puppy away from her. It was so bad.
You told her you guys were going to Disney.
We were on our way. We were on our way to Disney, and I had to turn around and leave. We were on our way.
She had a meeting.
No, it was a family thing. There was a lot.
Okay,
There was a lot going on. She had on a mini dress, the whole thing. We were listening to Disney songs in the car.
Kristian, you have to make this right.
I know. My heart was breaking. It was breaking,
especially for the little one. Like
I'll tell you off air a little bit more of why we turned around. You'll understand a lot more in a year from now, but you'll understand in general why we had to turn around.
Right. I mean, if you had to, you had to.
I didn't want
to. Like you wanted to.
Oh, no, not at all. My heart was breaking all day. All day it was breaking. And like I took her to Target to get like 2 toys. I was trying to bribe her with ice cream. I was trying to do everything that I could.
All you can do.
It was the most. It's a pain I never want to feel ever again.
Totally.
It was horrible. Go pal. When I was -5, my sister was reading me a dinosaur book and said the paleontologists take the bones to the library, and I laughed so hard was worried I'd stop breathing. That's adorable.
That's funny.
Adorable. Yeah. Peter, are you going to do Andor or Sam? No, that one I'm probably, as much as I would love to, there's 2 reasons why. I don't think we'd have enough time for it overall. And I also don't think that it would perform.
Yeah.
I think there's only a few episodes that really would perform it, and you'd have to catch it while it was airing. So no, I would recommend that I think she'd love it. I think she would love it, but we're not going to be able to watch Andor. No. Scott B, I can't believe the sequel votes. The movies as standalone are one thing. 7 is fun. Can't watch the others, but it's an awful trilogy. Congrats, Steph. They've got some votes. I mean, doesn't mean, you don't know how old those people were when they saw the movie. So, Luke, what's the most recent update on that poll? I'm curious. Last one for now. And you're at 106, by the way.
Okay.
Library instead of laboratory killed me. Did somebody say library instead of laboratory? I don't know.
What was that in the joke?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay. So right now, 106 was still with 30 minutes left to go, to be honest. But right now we wrapped. We wrapped at 106. That's a really good number to have going up against Capes and Cows. Now I
think so.
It's beatable for them.
Yeah,
it's beatable, but 106 is still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Okay. Aiden, that's funny. I'm not going to highlight it, but that is very funny. All right. So right now with 337 votes, the original's at 71%, prequels at 26%, sequels at 3%. So them pretty much in the air. I think that's where it's going to land. I think we're going to be 71, 26.
Around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It is really funny to see, like, how it's still what I'm so curious about, what I'd love to see from both, like, I always talk about there's 3 sides, especially with Star Wars. And this, in the middle side is like, I believe that's where we stand, right? It's like, we want Star Wars to be good. We want good directors come in. We want good stories. And we believe that it's possible that can happen if done the right way. I'm not enthusiastic, but with the new leadership, not enthusiastic that they can make it happen, but possible. If you let's take the positive side first, the over positive side, the crew that just love what you got. Just take what you got. You love it. You take them. You ask them, you don't think that there's any improvements that could be made? You don't think that there's anything that can be that you have to just listen and say, okay, yeah, everything is doing, that's great. We love it. Isn't there, like, it's like those people who are sports fans. The coach isn't making a good decision. Doesn't mean you have to leave your team. Just
right.
Maybe the coach just calls some new plays so we can win some championships. Isn't that possible? You ask that side of it. Then you ask the side that hates everything. There's nothing because of the fact that they're under the Disney banner. There's nothing that they can do. What could they do to make you like and legit like what they do.
Right.
Are you too far down the rabbit hole now that you just can't? So
some of them are.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't. They all are right. Like that's why I only listen to people really in the middle of it, because that's the only people I can take serious. It's like, okay, yeah, I haven't really liked a lot. Like my brother is an example of that. I haven't really liked a lot of the stuff, but hey, that sounds intriguing. That sounds intriguing. Maybe it's good. But then you go, nah, they do the same, and then if you see it, it's the same old shit that they always do. Like it's like that team. You're like, oh, maybe they got hope this year. They got hope this year. They got a good first baseman. They got struck out 4 times this game. So I'm curious. I'm curious to how it's going to play. I don't know. Anyway, all right, Steph. So why don't you promote your show, your channel? Tell us what we're going to see. Tell us about the documenting the new Bambino.
I know. Okay, so youtube.com/StephSabra. Yeah, I have some fun ones, like a compilation video of me telling the people I've saw in person, like my family and like the close friends in LA that I have. So that's fun. And then yeah, I'll be doing, just because it's so much of my life now, kind of like a tell all of the first trimester, and then probably answer any questions that you have. And we have some ultrasound visits, doctor visits that are coming up. So I'm really excited. I've been waiting to do like a craving episode, but I've admittedly like not had fun cravings, and I'm so bummed about that. But there's gonna be a ton of fun videos.
Okay. All right. Let's see. There's a few more. 2 more. First one is Fiona George, 95. Support. Also, congrats on your pregnancy, Steph.
Thank you.
All right. Last one, Gopal. I've been watching Big Black Cock Sherlock. Did you watch it?
Did that just come out?
I really am 3 years old.
I was like, did I miss an inside joke? No. It was the vibe. Unbelievable.
Now you're speaking my language.
I've never seen that. No. Is it good? Sleep deprived.
I didn't know what you were talking about. No, I don't know. Oh my God! Please, someone throw in one more to get us away from that last one. Thank you. All right, Gopal. Now we know what makes Kristian laugh.
Right.
Myself, as my wife says, you really make yourself laugh, huh? And I said, yeah, I really do. I need it. There's some more. All right, some more. Here we go. Fiona George. Thank you, Fiona. Okay.
Thank you.
Armada. Shercock and Mounts of Baskerville. There you go. Perfect.
Yep.
Shercock. All right. So you did 113.
Okay.
Very well done. Good job. Now you're gonna
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm on tomorrow with Capes and Cows. I very well might be if we do a later show. I have to see with Sam. I'm going to check it with Sam tomorrow. And Sam will be in here later on today. So I'm going to find out exactly when we are recording. I'll find that out, and then I'll ask Winston and Chris if they can push a little bit. If they can't, then they're probably just going to do it on their own. Let's see. Armada says, I think you missed a super chat of mine. Okay, let me see, Armada. Let me double check. Let me go back up. I'm looking. I didn't see it in the starred, but I mean, what's that? Who did that one? Genius. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Look at that. Luke found it. Genius podcast pitches. Roca and Mike Kalinowski debate right-wing porn stars. Finstock as the fluffer. Yeah.
Oh, I think,
yeah, I'm sure they probably have pitched that already. I think they probably have pitched that already. 2 of them. So there you go. All right. All right. That's it. Thank you for being here again. 114. Steph is in the lead. Just kidding. 115. Brody Bruce. Congrats, Steph. Kristian, hear me out. Mallrats is the first movie in the modern MCU with the Stan Lee cameo, with my namesake in the meta cameo, him reading the script in Captain Marvel. Oh, I would love that. Mallrats is still, that's one I'm going to show Sam. Sam's never seen Mallrats.
That's a classic. Yeah.
That one I'm going to show Sam. I might even show Sam or Ming. I don't know yet. And that's,
Okay.
I know what movie. I'm glad that you're here. I know what our next thing is, because next week we'll start back up on the reactions, right?
Yep.
Born Identity.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You've never seen it, right?
No.
So because Matt and Ben have their new movie coming out, so I figured why not do a Ben or a Matt Damon movie, and I know you've never seen those, so we'll do Born Identity.
Okay, perfect.
All right, sweet. Go Pal. Sherlock does Benedict Cumberbatch. Yes, he does. I saw a lot of it. I remember Bonnie loved it. I remember. See, Go Pal says YouTube won't let me make the pun explicit. Understood.
I get it.
Now 117. Every single time I try to sign off here, Steph, we're doing another one of these things. They're not letting me do it.
I like 117 more. Yep.
Yeah, 117. So, yeah, Mallrats is something I'll probably definitely do. I don't know who. And so Steph's going to do Born Identity. Ming's going to do Kill Bill. Probably going to do that movie with Ben and Matt with Ming. Sam's going to be busy until 2028. And then I got to find stuff. Chris is going to do RRR. And then I got to find stuff for Tina. Armada, odd. They're promoting RIP more than 28 days. Well, RIP is Netflix. 28 days is Sony. It's different. I like 28 days. I didn't mind it. Definitely my favorite Nia DaCosta film. I'll tell you that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm hearing good things.
Yeah, it was entertaining for sure. It played like good television, like good streaming television. I know some people that's going to sound like an insult, but it isn't. It felt like when you're really invested in good streaming television, that's what it felt like. And it made me, by the end of it, going, okay, I want to see the next one. Like, where does this go? So yeah, there you go. All right, 118 for now. 118 for now. And there you go. So thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. And that's it. So I'm looking forward. By the way, I just in a second. I'm just talking. So I'm very excited because I have so I started watching UFC. I watched the early stuff, obviously, but I really got into it in like the 2005 era. And that's how I bet on Matt Serra's fight and talked about that on the air. And that's how he and I became buddies. He heard about it and he was a big geek. But through Matt Serra, I met for people who are big UFC fans, you know the name Keith Jardine. And Keith was always someone that I respected because he was such a fucking warrior in the cage. He was just like the guy just went all out. He was like a Viking. He's went all out. But he's like a director and a writer and an actor and everything too now. And he's really good. So he was on Matt Serra's show and he was in studio and he hit me up. He's like, hey, I'd love to come and talk about my stuff on your show. I was like, are you kidding me? Let's do it. So he's actually, he's here. So it's a good time right now.
Oh, cool.
he's early. We're going to put his interview up soon. I'm going to record it and then put it in the show. But let's finish this stuff up and then I'm going to go get Keith. Angel Manfredi, last week's news, but I was convinced 6 friends to see Primate with me. Now I have 6 less friends. Was it not good? I heard it was fun.
Damn.
Oh, it was fun. Okay. Go Pal. Martin Freeman also did porn on Love Actually. Is that true? I don't know. All right. Listen, Steph, thank you again. Huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it. 120 here today. Steph has a good cushion. We'll see if the Capes peeps can win out another one tomorrow. We shall see. All right. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't wear those. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Bye.